The battles of the number ones versus the number threes. We talk about the upcoming conference championship matchups and some Raider news. It all goes down next right here on Raider Nation News Today. Welcome to the house that Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News Today. I am your host and your resident tribal chief, Hammer. If this is your first time here, please don't hesitate to break them thumbs, hammer that sub, and smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. You heard it in the opening. Battle of the number ones versus the number threes. This past weekend, we completed the NFL's divisional rounds. The number one seed in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens, defeated the Houston Texans 34-10, 24 unanswered points in the second half after a very, very close game at halftime between the Texans and the Ravens. The 49ers advanced as well, another number one seed. They defeated the Green Bay Packers in a thriller in Santa Clara 24-21. Yesterday, the Lions, all the way to the end, man. Still a shock for a lot of people, but they have advanced to their first NFC championship in a very, very long time, defeating Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks by a score of 31-23. And last but not least, the Bills took that L. Tyler Bass missing the game-tying field goal with under 2 minutes left in the game. The Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Buffalo Bills 27-24. This coming Sunday, my birthday, woohoo! Ravens will be at home for the second consecutive week hosting the AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 p.m. start on CBS. And at 6:30 p.m. on Fox, the 49ers home in Santa Clara to face the Lions in the NFC Championship matchup. Should be a lot to look forward to. I think these are going to be some very tight, well-fought games. We know Baltimore's defense has been tremendous throughout the season, and their offense is picking up steam at the right time right now, especially with presumably two-time MVP Lamar Jackson. He can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs. He was a one-man show last weekend. Let's go into it with this current search as it stands right now when it comes to the Raiders offensive coordinators. So there have been 3 candidates that have been put out there recently. We talked about Cliff Kingsbury. Another one is Luke Getsy, who is a former Chicago Bears offensive coordinator who was recently fired a couple of weeks ago. Shane Waldron is another guy that was up as a candidate for the vacancy of offensive coordinator for the Raiders. But from reports, Shane Waldron has actually signed with the Chicago Bears. What does that mean for us? Cliff Kingsbury is still there. We've talked about Cliff Kingsbury and his ties at USC and to Caleb Williams, and maybe they could try to make a move. Again, it would probably take a king's ransom for us to get that number 1 overall pick, but having an offensive-minded coach like Cliff Kingsbury would definitely pay dividends with these weapons that we have on offense. Getsy, it was kind of an up-and-down thing with Chicago this past season, especially as it pertained to Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been a guy that people have talked about, rumors amongst the trade market. He could potentially go to Atlanta. There's reports out there now that if Bill Belichick, who just recently had his second interview with the Falcons, if Belichick is the next head coach for Atlanta, there's a chance that they might try to take a shot at Vikings quarterback and pretty much soon to be free agent Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins did tear his Achilles, if I remember correctly, earlier in the season. We will have to wait and see how that plays out, but we, at least me and my brothers in Mount Shieldmore, we're definitely wanting Cliff Kingsbury here as our next offensive coordinator. Moving on, Patrick Graham has gotten his second interview with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, we know earlier when this offseason first started, the Raiders did deny the request from the Jacksonville Jaguars for him to be interviewed as a defensive coordinator. That does not stop them from letting him interview as a head coach. Now, I don't know if this is something that maybe protocol and them just trying to follow the Rooney Rule, but it seems like this is a guy that's very high on their list. We know Seattle has been known for years on end with having a really solid defense. Patrick Quinn was there. We were presumably thinking that Quinn could return, but apparently he will be back in Dallas. There's another guy, another defensive-minded coach that could fill that void as well in Seattle, and that would be former Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. No other news has been out there in regards to Vrabel and the Seahawks. Excuse me. But again, this is a second interview for Patrick Graham, and we're definitely hoping that Patrick Graham finishes what he started here. We definitely would love for him to be our defensive coordinator moving forward, especially after that turnaround, after the firing of Josh McDaniels. But we shall see once that happens. Moving on. New addition to Raider Nation, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to our right tackle, Jermaine Illuminor. Him and his wife had their first little girl. She came into the world over this weekend, and Illuminor did put a tweet out. Wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl this afternoon. God is great. Best day of my life. That's what he wrote on his Twitter. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to the new addition to your family, and of course, the new addition to Raider Nation. And last but not least, Coach Prime Time, Hall of Famer Deion Sanders has shown his love to our new head coach, Antonio Pierce, in a post on X. God bless Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce. Wow, God is good. All he needed was an opportunity. Thank you to all the Raider players, fans, and faithful for supporting my brother. So there you guys have it. Pretty much not too much else to talk about right now. Again, if you guys like what you heard, don't hesitate. Come on back at any time. This is all for you guys. Break them thumbs, hammer them subs, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. In the house that Hammer built, by the nation, for the nation, Raider Nation News Today. We will be live tomorrow with our special guest, IG, the GOAT 209, will be joining us for a little vault talk. So hopefully you guys pull on up tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. You guys are not going to want to miss it. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is back on the rise. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. Peace, love, and positivity. I'm outro.